Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Cosolix. Today we're doing the wheelchair rant, because it's about time. I've been reading a lot of comments that I shouldn't have, and I gotta set you guys straight with, you know, wheelchair. Oh, this is quiet now. I'll back up. But yeah, if you do enjoy these type of rant videos or any of my videos where I just talk to you guys like normally, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below. Give me some video recommendations in the comments. If it's good, I'll write it down and I will put it into the beginning of a video. And yeah, let's just get right into this. So, wheelchair rant. Why do people call Lance wheelchair? Well, it started with Boomy and a bunch of other pros being, oh my god, Lance is so easy, wheelchair weapon, so funny. And they're right in a sense that, well, what is a wheelchair? You guys kind of know why it's called a wheelchair. Wheelchair is for people that are disabled and physically disabled, not mentally. Make sure you guys know that. And for starters, it is extremely rude to call someone disabled mentally or physically. It's very insulting. And to call a weapon, oh, I just lost to it because it's wheelchair, or it's like, oh, it's wheelchair, so I don't respect it. Like, to say things like that and not respect the player based off the weapon they play, like, what's the difference between that and, like, you being a certain religion in the real world? Or culture, or anything. Like, it's actually kind of disgusting what a lot of people are saying about it. And, like, you can make fun on the internet. Like, no one's gonna, like, I don't know, no one's gonna hunt you down and, like, punch you or do anything to you on the internet. Worst that can happen, well, obviously, if you do something really stupid and then you apply to, like, a job, or everyone knows you and hates you. But, like, it's just not nice to call any weapon a wheelchair. And let's say Lance is the easiest weapon in the game, and that's why they call it a wheelchair. Like, sure, it's the easiest weapon in the game, but, like, if someone beats you with the easiest weapon in the game, it doesn't really matter, they beat you. When was the last time, other than DreamHack Austin, you saw Lance ever win a tournament? When was the last time? Let's say DreamHack Austin. That was literally the last time you've ever seen Lance win a tournament. 1v1, 2v2. Lance doesn't always win, it rarely wins, but 1v1 tournament. A serious player played Lance seriously to win. Do you know how rare that is? Like, you're like, oh, he's winning because wheelchair. Like, no, you're winning because you're a good player. It doesn't matter what weapon you play. I could have picked any weapon in Brawlhalla. If I put the time I put into Lance, which is 4,000 hours, I would still be where I am. Because I know how to improve. And a lot of people in the comments would be like, oh, why doesn't he just switch off Lance? Because I'm the best with Lance. Like, would you switch off, like, let's say you're a professional football player. Would you switch to be a professional baseball player if someone didn't like football? No, you stick to what you're good at. Like, that just does not make any sense. Obviously, if, like, one sport doesn't work out, you can go to another sport. Same with esports. There's a lot of pro players, like Ninja, Tifu, and Symphony were all really big in H1Z1. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing in this game. But, like, you know that these guys were really big in other games, and some of their skills transfer. It's no different than real athletes. But when it comes to weapons in Brawlhalla, it's the same thing, just on a smaller scale. People play a thing, and people play it differently. A thing is sports. People play sports differently because hockey, golf, baseball, basketball, NFL, you kind of see what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously, two completely different things, but it's the same idea where you specialize in one thing, and you don't switch off it if you're really good at it. So why would anyone switch off playing Lance or Axe if they're really good at it? I get that it's easy to play, some sports are easier than others. I can guarantee you it is easier to play soccer than it is to play golf, and that is a fact. Not just because of how easy the sport is, but one is kicking a ball into a net, and the other one is a complex swing that you can't even hit the ball straight. At the end of the day, the pro players are both pro players, put in equal amount of time and stuff like that. I'm not saying a golfer is better than a soccer player, and I'm not saying a soccer player is better than a golfer. But when it comes to the people at the beginning, soccer might be easier, right? So it's no different than weapons in Brawlhalla. But to say that one weapon is a wheelchair or more brain dead or anything, like it's one, rude. You can use words like toxic or annoying to play against. That I totally understand. And I would argue that Lance is not the most annoying. I'd argue Axe is, just because it does more damage against Lance. Or not just against Lance, it does more damage than Lance. And it hits heavier than Lance. But I get it. If you don't like a weapon, you don't like a weapon. But to bring people down because of it, or call it something that's actually insulting to people who are disabled or need things like a wheelchair, like, it's kind of disgusting. And anyone that does it, like, honestly, like, I wouldn't even, like, you can't apologize now, like, you probably don't even mean it, but just don't do it again. It's just rude. Say whatever you want in the comments. I don't care what you guys say in the comments. But, like, even to other people, to friends or whatever, if someone plays Lance and it's like, oh, you're such a wheelchair or whatever, you're so toxic, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. If you lose, don't make excuses. People spam in silver because they know how to win with it. And do you know why they spam? Because people lose to it. Obviously, spammers will also lose to an extent. You can spam and win with it, you just kind of have to do it properly. But, like, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That's the only thing that matters. If you lose and you're just like, oh, you're just spamming, bro, then fucking spam, bro. If that's what's winning, do what wins. Do whatever it takes to win. That's how people become pros. Like, it's just really stupid to call things, like, not just toxic. Like, I get that, like, weapons have, like, bad matchups. Call something toxic or say it's annoying to fight against. But words like wheelchair, or I know some people called weapons gay, for instance, it's so disrespectful and it's just rude. Like,
3,
so mean.
2, 1, brawl.
But yeah, I kind of have to get that out of the way, especially because I do play Lance. And when videos get posted on the Brawlhalla channel, I like to read the comments. And the comments obviously don't reflect how people feel, because if you like a video, you're not going to comment on the video. You're only going to comment on the video unless you don't like it, or you're just super nice and you just want to, I don't know, compliment someone, but those people are very rare. So I get that, like, comments are, like, not filtered, but designed for people that don't like things. But, like, even if you don't like it, like, grow up. Stop being... I wouldn't even say, like, it's racist or anything with prejudice, but, like, stop being a dick. I don't know what words to use for calling something a wheelchair and being rude to disabled people. But it's the same thing as, like, calling something, like, I don't want to obviously get demonetized. I don't know how much I can say. But, like, the R word, I can probably say it, but, like, I don't want to take my chances on funny. But, like, it's calling people anything disrespectful, like, it's just rude. Like, you can be, like, toxic or annoying, or, like, obviously shit talking online is fun, but it's to a certain point, you know? Like, just don't be, like, racist or sexist or anything. And I've just seen a lot of comments on, like, oh, you play a wheelchair weapon, so shut the fuck up. Like, that is extremely rude, and I don't think people actually understand it. Or, like, they're not understand it, but, like, acknowledge it. And, like, you can ask any pro. They would say the same thing. Like, obviously some weapons are easier to play than others, and the meta is constantly changing. I've been playing Lance my whole career, and I've been placing pretty well my whole career. So be like, oh, he plays Lance, he so plays like a fucking gold. Like, no, shut the fuck up, bro. You're not funny. Like, anyways, thought I'd get that off my chest. Just a little rant. Give me your thoughts down below, what you guys think. Obviously, I'm not too mad at the comments, because, like, I think there's so many of you guys that actually like me, so I really appreciate you guys who are watching this video right now. And, like, people that, like, I get a lot of messages on Discord. I love you guys for messaging me on Discord. If you do something like, I love your videos and stuff, I'll almost always reply. Some people I don't reply to, that'd be like, can we spar? Because, like, I get a lot of people that ask me to spar, and I can't spar everyone. And I've got priorities, I'm sorry. But, and I don't want to respond the same way to every single one. But, like, there's so many of you guys that actually enjoy my content, and I really appreciate it. I just wanted to get this off my chest because I don't want you guys to go to my comments and just see a lot of toxic people, you know? Anyways, or at least I want those toxic people to really understand how I'm feeling, because it's just not, it's not cool, bro. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.